In such a small city, people had to buy air to breathe. When young people got together, they didn't drink alcohol. Instead, they bought the freshest air and inhaled it deeply. The boss became the world's richest man by dealing in air gas, but then he heard that a boy had the last seed of the world's last big tree. If the boy could grow the tree, no one would come here to buy air anymore. So, the boss tied himself to a bodyguard and jumped out of the plane. Right away, the boss started shouting at the boy. Then the bodyguard took the boss and chased the boy with all their might. But the bodyguard's flying skills not only failed to catch up but also crashed into a car. By the time the boss caught up again, the boy had already brought his grandma to the rooftop. At that moment, the boss pulled out a weapon, but he grabbed the fan next to the boy by mistake. Then the boy and his grandma started laughing at the boss. But when the boss moved his hand, suddenly, the strong wind blew the seed away. It landed in an empty bucket. The boss quickly caught up, but the bodyguard, being careless, knocked all the buckets out of the way. As a result, the boss couldn't tell which bucket had the seed. Then the boss was hit by the buckets one after another. After a while, the boss finally got the bucket with the seed. He tried to take the seed out, but his hand got stuck in the bucket's opening. So he immediately asked the bodyguard for help. But at that moment, the boy also rushed over. He successfully grabbed the seed with a perfect sliding knee. Then the boy went to the square. He remembered that the lawn in the square was fake. So his grandma climbed onto an excavator. After some random operations, she used the boss's statue to smash the floor. Just as the boy was about to plant the seed, he was scolded by the residents. The boy wanted to explain about planting the tree, but as soon as the boss heard this, he immediately began to talk about the dangers of planting trees. He said that in the fall, there would be a lot of fallen leaves everywhere. The sanitation workers and the residents were all scared. So everyone stopped the boy from planting the tree. Then, the boy and his grandmother got on a large bulldozer and began to drive. In an instant, they crashed into the wall. After the boy kept crashing into it, the wall collapsed right away. To their surprise, outside was a smoky wasteland with tree stumps everywhere from logging. At that moment, the boy told everyone that if they planted this seed, the forest could slowly come back to life. People would never have to spend money on fresh air again. Everyone couldn't believe it. The boss still wanted to tell the residents more bad things about trees. But then some old people stood up. They remembered the beautiful scenery when trees were everywhere. Back then, the forest was full of life. After hearing this, the residents believed the boy. So they stopped buying air from the boss. Then the residents helped the boy plant the seed of hope. As the sapling grew, it brought more and more seeds.